Like I said, Bad News Bears Go to Japan. That one literally hurt me.
I've never heard of this film.
Oh, it's my least favorite film of all time. I couldn't finish it because it physically hurt me. Hello, and welcome to Cassette Take, where you can eject wherever you want, but please don't forget to rewind. I'm Ethan.
I'm Annmarie.
And Annmarie, what the hell did we just decide to do spontaneously?
Very spontaneously. This was all your idea, though. Definitely not mine.
The first part was my idea.
We went to go see Borderlands, and It Ends With Us. It's the girl-boy night. Here we go.
Yeah, we initially went to go see Borderlands, and, we're like, why not? It's a video game franchise movie, big budget, all that. Eli Roth, big cast. Let's go see that. And then after the movie ended, Annmarie just looks over to me and is like, hey, so, remember that BlakeLively movie? I was like, yeah. Like, how you said that you were willing to see it? Like, yeah. Well,
It plays in 30 minutes.
It plays in 30 minutes. You want to go see it?
We've been sitting in a movie theater since 6 p.m. It is now 11 p.m.
Oh, gosh. God bless Culver's for being our intermediate in between.
Not sponsored.
Not sponsored at all, except for my gut.
Listen,
yes.
we didn't think we were going to do a double feature, but here we are. One for the boys and one for the girls.
Yes, it is late at night. We did a battle of the sexes and a battle of our sanities. And you know what? As far as I'm concerned, we've survived. And yeah, you know what? We're going to go into, we got a few topics to cover outside of those reviews. But hey, let's fast forward on to our first topic here. Being Annmarie, what did we go see earlier and was initially planning to only see today?
We saw
Borderlands, which for a little bit was at a 0%, I believe, on Rotten Tomatoes. Oh my gosh.
I'm confused. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I had a little more fun with it than I thought I would. It's okay. Let's start out by saying this. It's not like a good movie. Like, it's not really good. It's like there's great aspects to this movie. Like, it looks great. The cast is great. The dynamics are fun and all that. But like, for everything good about this movie, they decided to throw in like a cliche. Like, every single cliche you can think of is in this movie, and you can tell that this movie was meant for 10 years ago.
Well, I was gonna say, let's back up a little bit further. Ethan and I both have never played the video game.
Yes,
so
good
please
context.
Do not come at us for this. We both haven't played the game. So we don't know how accurate this is to the game either. So if you hate on us, I'm sorry.
Yeah, and sadly we don't have our video game boy, Steven.
He was supposed to come, everyone.
Yeah, if you don't know who he is, he's the guy that was on our Fallout review and our Spider-Man PS5 review.
Oh yeah, he was.
Yeah, so
he's our video game guy.
Yeah, he's our video game boy.
Steven, we needed you.
Yeah, I don't even know if he played the games, but yeah, Borderlands, we've never played it. The only familiarity I had with it was the occasional trailer for E3 and maybe like some cool art I saw on the cover of Game Informer at one point. Game Informer, rest in peace. So yeah, we went to go see this movie kind of blind, other than the cast and like Eli Roth directing it. And
we saw the reviews a little bit early, and we were both very worried.
Yes, but here's the thing. I actually saw an article saying, like, I'm not sure if it's true or not. It's from GameSpot. Take that as you will. They said there was a quote from the director that said, "Turn your brain off when you go to see this movie and just eat popcorn and enjoy." And I'm just like, well, I'm not sure if that's the best thing to say to your audience, but I kind of went in a little more with that mentality. And not to say I wasn't critical of it all, because we got to do that for this.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I felt like if I did more of that, I would have enjoyed it a lot more. And even without really leaning into that, I still surprisingly thought it wasn't all that bad.
I totally agree. I had a lot of fun. A lot of the jokes hit for me, and I love the cast. I think, you know what, Jamie Lee Curtis is such a nerd. Every time she talks about video game stuff, you know she loves it, and I'm sure she has played Borderlands before. And she is fantastic in this movie. The robot, which is played by Jack Black, I believe.
Claptrap is...
I loved him. He was so funny.
I will say this, Claptrap, I'm not sure how his character is supposed to be, but I really liked him in the first act of the movie a lot more than I liked him in the rest of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why. Like, I think... Actually, no, I do know. I do know why. Ethan knows why. So, the first act, it felt like the jokes were a lot more original. They felt a lot more, like, new and, like, spontaneous and just felt a little more refreshing. And then we get to, like, the second and third acts of the movie with Claptrap's humor. And for the most part, it's pretty just your run-of-the-mill, like, sidekick banter.
Mm-hmm.
Like, your comedic escapism kind of thing. Like, it's what you've seen before, you know. I don't know what else to compare, like a Jar Jar or like what else would it be?
I kind of felt like
C-3PO kind of thing.
Yeah, I kind of felt like it was reminiscent of like Thor: Love and Thunder, like Korg and that.
Yeah,
I felt like some of the like side character joke, but I liked it. I thought he was funny.
Yeah, I mean,
I have no idea if that's how he is in the game.
Oh, I have no idea either. Yeah, let us know in the comments, by the way, if like you guys are fans of this game and like if we're saying stuff that's blasphemy. I don't know. But yeah, you know, I gotta say, outside of like the cast, and because I think that was the big headlining aspect of the whole thing, the production design for this movie was very well done. I love the set design and like all these different aspects of the world building. I'll be honest, the exposition for the world building was very bland, and it was so boring that I definitely did not catch all of it. But the visual world building, I could really get on board with.
I love the masks that they had. They walk in and they're wearing these digital masks, and I thought that was super cool too. Like, it was like Borderlands, and again, I'm sorry if this is totally wrong, but Borderlands is like Spaceballs, it meets Fallout, meets a little Pirates of the Caribbean, I feel like I got. It's a lot of different stuff combined together, and, you know, I love fantasy and video games like Uncharted, so I really enjoyed it, and maybe it's so low because fans of the game are like, this is nothing like the game.
You know what? I'm feeling it's because we've been spoiled. We've been spoiled with really good video game movie content and TV content. Between the Super Mario Brothers movie, Fallout, Last of Us, which is arguably one of the most perfect television shows out there right now. I mean, we've been spoiled, let's be honest. We've been straight up spoiled with this stuff. And so when you got something that's just like, not bad, but kind of like, you know, just right down the middle below what we're now used to and have been getting, it makes it feel probably a lot worse than it actually is to those people. But I don't know, to you and I guess we're just like, no, this was fun.
Yeah, I guess like before 2020, video game movies were terrible, and now they're not, and I don't know, it's just so different. I thought it was fun.
Yeah, I got more of the vibe I got from like the new Mortal Kombat movie.
Oh yeah.
Where, you know, it's stupid. It's just stupid, but it's so much fun. It is so much fun. And I got the same vibe with this. You know, I would probably put the Mortal Kombat movie over this, but I would still say I had fun in both. They both have their little boring moments of just straight up exposition spouting. But, you know, overall, I would put on the same level as Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, and I like the visuals, like you said. There's this one character that literally turns into Jean Grey, like the Phoenix, and I leaned over to Ethan, I'm like, Jean Grey.
Yeah. That was just, I'm just like, whoa, bro, like this is straight up X-Men.
Yeah. We're losing it.
We are really losing it. But
I also Ariana Greenblatt, I loved her. She's so much fun. She's like becoming the General Ortega because she was young Ahsoka. She was young Gamora. I love her in this. I'm so excited for her career.
She was young Gamora. I forgot about that.
Yeah, I know. It kind of throws you for a loop.
Yeah, like I only know her from like as the young Ahsoka in Ahsoka, of course, and then in Barbie.
Yeah. She's young. She's like 18, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, she's great. She's phenomenal. And here, I think I have a feeling that there are going to be some people, probably fans of the games, that are going to be turned off by her performance. But I don't know. Personally, I'm like, I felt like she was having fun, and her fun was infectious. Like I really, really enjoyed. I felt like I was having fun with her. You as well.
Yeah, so. I like her dynamic with like all the other actors too, like Cate Blanchett, Jamie Lee Curtis. Like she kind of brings out the fun side. Again, I don't know how her character is in the games, but I truly liked her.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, there's not really too much else to say about this movie. It's very, like, again, middle of the road kind of thing. It's not bad, it's not great, but it's just stupid fun.
I don't think it should be as low as it is.
No, I mean, should it be like a big, bright red tomato? Not really, no, but is it something that deserves something below Bad News Bears Go to Japan? Absolutely not.
I wanted to look at the rating. It's at 7%.
Okay, that's better. That's better than it was before.
Better than 0.
Last I saw was at 3%.
That's insane.
Okay, so I guess more people are seeing and realizing this ain't that bad, unless they lowered their expectations immediately and then just are kind of using that as kind of a reference point.
Listen, Ethan leaned over and he's like, I've seen worse movies. Madam Web, for instance.
Yeah.
We've seen worse movies this year. Like, this isn't...
I've seen worse movies in my entire life. It's great. Like I said, Bad News Bears Go to Japan. That one literally hurt me.
I've never heard of this film.
Oh, it's my least favorite film of all time. I couldn't finish it because it physically hurt me. I am not kidding you. You're laughing, but I am not kidding you.
What is it on? Like HBO Max?
I don't know where it's on now. I watched it on, I think it was so poorly. It was like on YouTube for free. My dad said, oh, I walked out of this movie once. Like this is one I walked out of because it was so bad. And I'm like, it can't be that bad. I tried watching it. First half hour, I got this intense migraine out of nowhere. Like I was so healthy that day. Like you could get the best doctor in the world and be like, this kid's perfect. There's nothing that could go wrong with this kid. I watched that movie half hour in. These kids are screaming like demons from hell and laughing like incessantly. And you're just like, oh, like make it stop. And yeah, I couldn't finish it because it hurt me. And speaking of that, we'll get on to our next topic here in a bit. But before we do, Annmarie, out of 10 explosive bunny rabbits.
Aww.
Explosive Bobs, because I guess they're named Bobs.
Yeah.
Yes. How many would you give Borderlands?
You know what? Knowing nothing about the games and just going in and having a ball, I give it like a solid 7. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was super funny. Yes, there is a lot of exposition from Jamie Lee Curtis and Cate Blanchett. But you know what? If you go into that movie just turning your brain off, I guess like the director said, I think you have a lot of fun with it.
Yeah. While I do agree with that assessment, I'd actually give it a little bit of a lower score.
Okay.
Because there are points in this movie where it does like really slow down, and then when it tries to peak it up in those slower moments, it's just with generic cliche jokes or lines, and it doesn't really fulfill it. But, you know, with any sense of cliche, there's people that have never been introduced to said cliche before. So it could be their first time being introduced to that, and they would give it a higher score. So with that, I would give it like a 6 out of 10.
Okay.
So, you know.
Still in the positives.
Yeah. It's like the Acolyte of video game movies. Like
that's just mean of you.
Well, again, I always thought the Acolyte was like not bad, not good. Just,
oh no, we're gonna get hate again.
Yeah, whatever. But anyway, you know, that's our thoughts.
Let us know if you saw it and if we're completely wrong and it's a horrible video game movie.
Yeah, especially if you have played the games, we really want to hear from you about like, how accurate was this movie to the games. Were there any homages that we missed that maybe you kind of had a nerd boner for? Like, I don't know. Let us know whatever you're thinking in those comments down below and your takes on our tapes. Now, with that, Annmarie, let's fast forward on to our next feature, our one to make it a double feature night. What did we go see?
Well,
you really were.
Hold on, let me reboot for a second.
Line.
It ends with us, which I'm gonna be totally honest. Ethan and I weren't really planning on seeing this, but then I heard so much pushback from book fans who, didn't want BlakeLively. A lot of people wanted Sadie Sink and other actresses to play the main character. And so I said, Ethan, we gotta go see this because what's with all this hate from book fans? Neither one of us have read the book, so we don't know. But after seeing the movie, a couple of the girls sitting next to us said this was really accurate.
Yes, we had our experts.
Yeah, we leaned over. I was like, so, like, is this really accurate? They're like, yeah. Listen, it's a pretty cliche abusive relationship movie.
I would, okay, this is weird. So
you're
the one that got me to see this movie, and I was expecting it to be a very cliche like abusive relationship movie where it's like, oh, not realizing that this guy's doing all the bad stuff to this poor woman who's not realizing in the moment because she's so blinded by love or whatever chemicals are going on in her head. And then, it's like, oh, it's resolved, like, I'm going away from you. Blah.
Get away.
Hey, get away. and then they get all the support from their friends, and then that's it. This movie did not go down that route. It did have for the most part, it did. Mm-hmm. But then it had very large moments where it did not. And I will not, I don't want to spoil it for those that are going to see it.
Put a spoiler alert on it.
I'll do it towards the end of our conversation here. But there's a moment, though, like towards the end, and I was expecting it to go one way, and they're like, no, we're going to actually kind of bring this full circle here, and we're going to make it... this is such a weird comparison. We're going to make it like Return of the King, where we're going to fulfill every story thread that we left. Like, every problem, it's got to be resolved, and this is how we're going to do it. And I'm like, you know what? I like that take. It was wholesome. It made me feel good at the end. It did not make Annmarie feel good in the end, so go ahead and explain yourself.
No, because I don't want to spoil it either. Listen, again, book fans, tell me why you didn't want BlakeLively. Listen, it's Blake and Ryan summer. We're going to have some fun here now with Blake and Ryan. But I'm just confused because with the fan backlash, I don't know how accurate. Like, why do people love this book? Like, I'm so confused.
If it is accurate to the book, then I would say, like, if this movie is accurate to that book, then I would say that it's probably because of the different take. Like, there's just the different aspect that I think is really powerful to people that get caught up in those situations, but not everyone is necessarily inherently bad. You know what I mean? Like, where it's like, it takes more of a nuanced approach. And I think that's something that's really cool that this movie decided to do.
I feel like it's very realistic in the way that it does it too.
Yes.
With, at the beginning, Blake Lively not realizing what she's going through with this certain guy, and then realizing it a little bit later. It did kind of have me choked up at a certain moment where it did get aggressive, and I feel like a lot of women can relate to that. I just want to know, like, I don't know, like, I feel like maybe it would have hit more if it was someone younger and, like, less recognizable than Blake Lively. Again, the, like, message, great, like, don't go in abusive relationship, but
yeah.
I don't know, maybe to me, like, Blake Lively is so recognizable now that I feel like, oh, maybe it would have been interesting if it was, like, someone else? I don't know.
I thought it still worked. The way she can really conveyed the innocence of sorts, and obliviousness to the situation that from when I've seen abusive relationships, you know, like from an outside perspective, it always kind of seemed like that, and I think she portrayed that very well. You know, it's a very serious matter, and with this, you really do need to take care with how you do approach it.
Yeah.
Even if it is from, say, a cliched, you know, standpoint, and you make a movie like that. And this movie did not really do that towards the end, but they still took care with it. And I think that's something that you absolutely got to applaud this movie for, because not every filmmaker is going to be able to do that. And to especially add that really grand sense of nuance with that aspect I will not spoil towards the end of the movie. I did not think there was going to be like a whole spoilery thing for this movie, but here we are. And, you know, I gotta say, I was really impressed by this movie. I was going into it expecting more Hallmarky, like a little darker Hallmarky vibe. And I was like, wow, I was really impressed by the cinematography. I'm not sure if you noticed this, but throughout the movie, there's a lot of close-ups, right?
Yeah.
To make each conversation feel intimate and more focused on the reactions and all that. I like that. However, did you notice how they were shot? Like, they're all handheld, but it's steadier. It feels like the handheld shots are steadier as they go on, like in the more peaceful shots. Like when it's her and the abusive boyfriend, it's a little more shaky, a little more frantic. And then when she's with her friend or whatever, then it's a little more calm.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess I didn't notice that. And it does make a difference in my head to convey that. Like, because it was kind of scary. Like, in certain aspects, I was kind of scared for her. And so, we gotta talk about this ending now. Because
yes, okay. So, I guess before we get into spoiler territory, Annmarie, out of... Oh, God, I'm afraid to give this.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay, wait, no, I know. Out of 10, like, carved... No, wait, hot chocolate cookies.
Ooh, those did sound good.
Yes, hot chocolate cookies.
Ooh, man.
Give this movie.
Listen, I think it does have a really good message and conveys that message very well. I did think at certain parts it was a little quirky, and maybe that relates a lot to the book, and that's how the book is.
I think that's just Jenny Slate.
That makes sense.
Jenny Slate.
Yeah.
She's awesome.
I'm gonna give it a 7. I think I'm gonna give it the same as Borderlands. They are not, like, again, I don't think it's perfect. I think some parts of it were a little too out there for me, especially at the beginning, some of the interactions. But I really stand by the message it gives, and the ending is just what gets me.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a moment, but I gotta say I would give this one an 8 out of 10.
Okay.
I really do appreciate the nuance in this movie. The cinematography was a lot better than I thought it was going to be going into it. The acting, of course, as a given, was going to be great. I mean, and Blake Lively, Jenny Slate. Who's the guy that played Jenny Slate's boyfriend?
Oh, I know him, but I don't remember his name. I'll find it.
Yeah, look it up while in your little rectangle of doom there. So yeah, I would say overall I was really surprised by how much I enjoyed this movie. And oh yeah, Hassan Minaj.
Yes.
And wait, just to make sure. I want to make sure of something. Okay. So yeah, I just think that this taking a stance, like a very nuanced approach to this type of topic is just so important nowadays. That, it's not always so black and white. I mean, there are aspects that are absolutely black and white, and this movie does handle those objective ideas very well. And then it also handles the more nuanced side of it very well, too. So it does a great job of that. So bravo to the filmmakers that made this movie. And I hope you guys do well at the box office. I'm hoping it gets a endorsement from Taylor Swift so more people go see it.
It does have her music in it.
Yeah, so I mean, I would think it would. And, who wouldn't want to go see Blake Lively and Jenny Slate in the movie?
That's so true.
They're awesome. They're awesome actresses, awesome people. So, all right.
Spoilers?
Little spoil. This is gonna be quick, so it's like spoiler. You want to go with your talk about the ending, or do you?
Okay, there's two things. So during the movie, it's kind of revealed towards the end that some of the stuff that happens to Blake Lively's character is abuse, because they kind of play it off like it's an accident. Like Ryle throws something. And at the beginning, it's like an accident, but then it's revealed later on, like, oh, he got angry and did it, which I thought was really cool. It did get me at the beginning. I was like, he's not that bad. And then it kind of reveals it over time. I'm like, never mind. This guy is bad. Good thing. Leave him. At the end, Blake Lively ends up having her daughter, and she kind of kicks out her abusive boyfriend, Ryle. But at the end, it's like she meets her ex-boyfriend, Atlas, who's not abusive. Like, she fell in love with him in high school. And she's like, are you with anyone? And then it cuts. And it makes me kind of mad because I wish she didn't end up with anyone. Again, it's not like she ends up with someone, but, like, I guess it's book accurate.
It is more ambiguous than I think you let on, but yeah, I think either way, I'm okay with it. Like like I said, Return of the King of like
gotta wrap up all these stories.
Gotta wrap up all the story threads. And I think that's a great way of kind of like ambiguously, but not too ambiguously, leaving that one, like bringing that one to a close. And I don't know, feels like a nice little bow on everything. I like when characters can actually have a happy ending sometimes, Annmarie. Let them be all right for once. Not everyone needs to be going through Mordor.
Who would have thought we would compare Blake Lively to Lord of the Rings?
Not on my bucket list.
Not this year. Someone cross it off. We should make a bingo checklist. I just think, you know what? Woman's strong. We don't need no man, but that's how the book ends. And so, cheers to book representation.
Oh, I think she showed she didn't need no man, but she wanted a man.
Atlas.
Yes. Her Atlas to get her place.
Oh, gosh.
No,
we enjoyed the movie. That's all that matters.
Yeah, I will say the part that I thought was more interesting, and this is where it really brings a sense of nuance to it all, is the idea of the, it's not like immediate, like, oh, she leaves the abusive ex, and the abusive ex tries to constantly reach out, and then it's like, no, I ignore them, and never do anything with them again. Bye-bye. Mm-hmm. No, like, she lets, while she's smart enough now to, and, like, emotionally prepped to handle, like, keeping her distance and, like, making sure that she's not going to ever go back that way, you know, she keeps him, like, involved and in the know, like, with the child, and their child that they have together, and but while also conveying like she wants a divorce, she wants to be separated, but also like naming the kid after the brother that he accidentally killed when he was younger. And not only that, but just like it just that whole idea of not making someone simply as the bad guy, right? Even though they make them, like when someone makes themselves the bad guy, it's like, okay, we get that, like they're bad. But then this person, the hero, is trying to actively make them a better person as a result, and not like in the I can fix them kind of way, but more so in the I did everything I can, and I'm going to give you this gift, and that's it. What you decide to do from here is up to you.
Well,
and I like that.
It doesn't take away that he could still be a good dad to his daughter, too.
Exactly.
Like, she gives him that opportunity. Again, he messed up, and I wouldn't blame anyone to be like, I want nothing to do with you, but it takes really strength to let someone still be in your lives, especially when you have a kid.
Yeah.
And yeah, I did think that was really different. It's a different story beat, and it doesn't make Blake Lively weak at all, her character. It makes her stronger, actually, to be able to let someone like that in her life still.
Yeah, it's not to say, like, any of the actions he took are less than horrible. Like, they were horrible. He was a complete jackass, and abused Blake Lively's character. But, this, I think what she did at the end for him to wrap things up was just a wonderful, nuanced approach to that type of story. So, again, bravo to that writing. I think that's wonderful.
I love that we keep calling it Blake Lively's character because her character's name is Lily.
That name is just so. It's like so on the stem, on the nose, whatever you want to say, on the pedal.
It's the thorn on the stem.
It's the thorn that counts. No. But anyway, hey guys, that was our thoughts on It Ends With Us. What have you guys had a chance to see it?
Have you read the book?
Have you read the book? If you've read the book, let us know your thoughts in those comments down below. We only had one expert talk to us at the end because they wanted to defend the book against Annmarie's clip.
I'm sorry!
Yeah, at the end, she's just like, oh, I don't like how she got together with the guy at the end. And then, like, I just see everyone in a row look at Annmarie. And the girl, our expert, in quotes, our expert, looked over and just like, I'm ready to talk.
I'm so sorry. You know what? She did say, I want to read the second book. So, we don't know what happened in the second book.
Yeah, so.
My big mouth.
But, hey, we had a fun time in that theater. And, we hope you guys do too. Go see this movie. We recommend it. Right? We do?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, okay.
Sorry.
We recommend this movie. Go see it. And yeah, let us know your takes on our takes.
I'm going to get so much hate.
Anyway, forwarding on to our next topic here. Annmarie, I watched this trailer earlier.
Oh, yeah.
You just watched it moments before we started recording. What trailer did you just watch?
Saturday Night.
Directed by Jason Reitman. And son of Ivan Reitman, who, if you don't know, is the guy behind Ghostbusters. He is sadly passed. But anyway, so this movie is basically about 90 minutes before the first airing of the first SNL episode. And that took place in 1975. So you got that all-star comedy cast. And I believe it stars Gabriel, the guy from Fablemans that plays little boy Spielberg. Sammy, Gabriel.
I'm pulling it up.
Gabriel something. And
LaBelle.
Yeah, he's an awesome actor. I've noticed that they've started putting him more in like period piece business roles. Like the last movie I saw him in after the Fablemans. was what Snack Shack, I think it was called.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he was great in that movie. Like it took place in the 90s, I think, and period piece, and he kind of had more of a business. He played a character with more of a business mindset. So it's interesting to see him like running a show here again. Like I know he's playing like a very similar type of character across all three things I've seen, like seeing him and going to see him in.
Yeah.
But yeah, this movie looks so good. I heard about this movie and like the cast that they were stacking up for it, and like, oh, that's an interesting concept, but I didn't think too much of it. Saw the trailer. I am really excited for this movie.
Okay, first thing, I just checked the cast. Our girl Shiva baby Rachel.
Oh, Sennott?
Yeah, she's in it, which makes me super excited. I love her.
Oh, I love Rachel Sennott.
2, Ethan hasn't heard my reaction to this, right?
Yep, no, we watched the trailer and we immediately started recording.
I was like, we're going straight in. This, bold prediction, this will win the Oscar.
Which one?
The
Really?
The Best Picture.
Over Dune Part 2?
Dune Part 2 won't win. It will win Best Director. Don't worry. No, listen. I really like this. I think this is super cool. I really hope, and I don't get this, I don't know yet. I don't know if it'll do this, but I really hope it does only take place in the 90 minutes before they go live. I think that's so cool if you can make a full-length movie in a certain time. I really like this. And maybe it's because I'm a huge fan of SNL, and I've enjoyed it over the years. But I think you got something super special here.
Yeah, and honestly, the people that they got for the cast this time around, very fair. Like the guy that they got to play Chevy Chase, I'm not sure who that is, but like he was almost uncannily similar to like a younger version. Just wow, I was impressed. But you know what vibes I did get from this trailer?
What?
Birdman.
Really?
I got really, because you know the whole idea of like running through behind the scenes backstage of like a play or whatever.
Yeah.
And you know you're running through it. It's a lot of one shot feeling, like a lot of intensity, a lot of moving parts going on, and a lot of arguing behind the scenes, a lot of drama, a lot of comedy, a lot of all the emotions going on this behind the scenes set as you're following these people, cast and crew. And I got a lot of those vibes, you know, like from this trailer. So, I mean, obviously without the, you know, the mental side of it with Birdman, but, you know, mainly the showbiz part of it all.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I felt more the vibes of.
And as someone who I used to work in TV, I think this is really cool. Like, again, I think this could be huge and go for the Oscar. Again, this is very bold prediction. I don't know. We haven't seen it, but it's
interesting. I like with a couple of trailers we've talked about, like Here and then this.
Yeah.
Like you're immediately like, all right, this one might do well at the Oscars. This one, I'm like, we haven't seen the movie yet.
I know. Seriously, I like the bold prediction though.
Yeah, no, that's honestly. Hey, I will buy you a pizza or something if like this movie wins Best Picture.
You know, the way to my heart is food.
Yes, it is. It's to anyone's heart that has a heart.
The Italian. No, I really hope this does well. You know, from what we've seen with Gabrielle, I really hope they can convey this like energy before something. Like if you ever been in a play or TV or anything like that, you get this like intense like excitement and nervousness all combined into one, and I really hope it can convey that. Like I even feel that before we start recording. Like I get this like excitement, and so if they can convey that, I'm gonna love this.
Yeah. So I mean this went from something that just was like on my radar mildly to now being something I'm intensely excited for.
I can't wait. Oscar season's around the corner, baby.
So, yeah, almost there. But hey, we still got a bunch of movies to go before we get to that season. and I'm excited for it. You're excited for it. We're all excited for it. And A-list is going to be here for us, baby. So, all right, yeah. Those were our thoughts on the
Saturday night.
Oh my gosh, I'm going crazy. It's on Saturday night, the Saturday night trailer. Have you guys had a chance to see it? What do you guys think about it? Like, did you like it? Are you excited for it? What do you think about the casting choices for some of these people? Whatever you're thinking, let us know your takes on our tapes in those comments down below. And yeah, we'll look forward to looking at those later. Now, fast forwarding on to our final topic, Annmarie. There's a certain event that's coming tomorrow.
Comic-Con?
No, we had that.
Oh. D23?
I was kind of like spacing out mainly for like comedic effect, and then I actually spaced out. So
Ethan, reboot, quick.
Reboot.
D23's happening.
Yeah, D23.
I did not know that.
And so we thought it would be fun to do a little quick things, little quick thoughts of what we may or may not see at D23 this time around. So with Annmarie's sinister cough, Annmarie, what do you think is going to be going on at D23 this year?
All right, listen, we already had Comic-Con, so Marvel, I don't think it's going to reveal too much. If anything, they're going to talk about some TV shows. Maybe they'll talk about Agatha. They might talk about Daredevil. But I think Marvel already did something huge with Comic-Con, so I don't think, keep it low-key, basically. I honestly think the
low-key wrapped with season 2.
Okay, stop. He's coming back in Doomsday. Don't even get me started.
Anyway.
Disney Plus wise, I think they'll obviously talk about Percy Jackson going into development. Ethan and I have talked about Percy Jackson. Go check it out, our review.
Do it.
We were disappointed by it, and we hope it will be better. And so I'm sure they'll talk about that. Maybe some casting, Thalia, who knows? And then they'll probably talk about Moana. I don't think it's going to be too big of a D23.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's going to be too big either, except maybe in the Lucasfilm department.
Oh, yeah, I forgot.
Yeah, I think that's where we're going to see a lot more announcements or rather de-announcements. But I think the big thing I'm looking forward to at D23, and I'm pretty sure we're going to get it, is potentially an Andor Season 2 announcement, for when the release is going to be, and potentially maybe even a trailer or teaser.
Have they started filming?
Oh, they finished production.
Oh.
After the strikes ended, I think they wrapped production fairly quickly after that.
Do you think this year?
I would say no. I don't think it is going to be this year.
Maybe January?
I think it's going to be 2025.
Okay.
If not, I there was something I thought I saw, but I don't know if I'm gaslighting myself or not.
Gaslight gatekeep girl boss.
Yeah, no. I think that I thought I read something where they were saying 2026 for Andor Season 2.
Whoa.
Yeah, I'm just like, whoa. But, I can't remember what the reason was. Again, I could be wrong. I thought I read that somewhere. I hope I'm wrong, but I think last time I looked it up, there was no official announcement. So we'll have to see. But I feel like we're going to get a strong update about Andor Season 2 here, which is the main thing I care about this time around. And then also just an update generally where Star Wars is going to be looking to go.
Well, that's what I started to cut you off. Ethan.
Yes,
above or below 50%, Kathleen Kennedy is let go, and they announced the new head of Lucasfilm.
At the D23 Expo?
Yes.
I don't think they would do that there.
They'd probably do it in a press release the day after D23.
I would think they would do that at a different event. I'm not sure what event, but I'm not sure if they would do that at D23. Because D23 is more so for those, not big announcements, but lesser big announcements, you know?
Yeah.
So, and just more of like game plans of what's to come. Kind of like mini Hall H's, you know, for Marvel, except, you know, for Lucasfilm and all that. But yeah, I don't know.
Do you think she's gonna stick around till 2025?
See, I don't know. If you were to ask me this a year ago, like, oh, do you think Kathleen Kennedy is going to be out of the job as the head of Lucasfilm, like in the next month or so? Like asking me this a year ago or two, I would say, oh yeah, absolutely. Now that we're thus far, and it doesn't really show a sign of her pulling out anytime soon, I don't know. I don't know, because they haven't given us any updates. Star Wars is like all over the place. And even not really in a galaxy far, far away anymore. It's just like a galaxy everywhere.
Who knows?
Everywhere away from cohesive. But like, you know, just I'm always hopeful for it. I'm always hopeful for my boy Star Wars.
You always have hope.
I always do have a new hope for it. And, you know, I'm just hopeful. In regards to Marvel, I agree with you. They just had Comic-Con. We're not going to get too many announcements there. Probably a lot of Moana 2 talk, and maybe some updates regarding those other animated sequel announcements that were elaborated on earlier this year. You know, like the Toy Story 5.
Zootopia 2.
Yeah, Zootopia 2, Frozen 3. All those, you know, I'm sure we'll get some sort of an announcement or some sort of update regarding a lot of those projects. And doesn't Pixar have a movie that is...
Elio.
Yeah.
I don't think it's this year. I feel like it's next year.
I felt like we got a teaser for that like so long ago.
Yeah, seriously. It might be this year, though.
Yeah, so, I don't know. We'll have to see what... D23 has in store.
I need a giant map of everything coming out in Disney.
You're gonna be like Charlie from Always Sunny. It's like Pepe still be like with your like connecting boards and darts. Or
I need it.
But yeah, guys. Hey, D23 is right around the corner. By right around the corner, it's gonna be at the time of recording. Gonna be tomorrow at 7:30, I think, Pacific Standard.
AM? PM?
PM.
All right, good. I don't have to wake up early.
7 o'clock, I think.
Follow our Instagram if you want updates.
Yeah, we keep y'all posted on Instagram. Like, follow us on there. Our story. We're at Cassette Take. Nothing too special, just our name. So it's very easy to remember.
And thank you for all the likes and follows recently. Really appreciate it too. Ethan and I were super happy to see that.
Yes. We in our last few reels we talked a lot about like our excitement for all these new Marvel projects and all that.
Ethan's Theory 1.
Yes. So my Secret Wars, even though I never read Secret Wars, but that changed actually. After I made that theory that you guys apparently really got on board with the Fox universe colliding with our current MCU to create that Secret Wars storyline. You know, I actually read the 2015 Secret Wars, and I enjoyed the storyline. I really enjoyed the storyline. I'm not sure how I feel about the ending. I'm still marinating on the ending, but
we'll have to talk about it.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to make that its own talk at some point. But I'm in the middle of the 1984 Secret Wars right now, like about a third of the way through it. Very different, very different to say the least. But you know, still enjoying it quite a bit. So yeah, we're getting back to our little comic situation, and Annmarie actually has also been checking out some comics as well.
Yeah, I reread X-Men vs. Avengers, and I'm now on X-Men Golden. We'll have to talk about it a little bit more, because X-Men vs. Avengers, while I don't think it's the greatest, I will take back. I don't think it's as bad as I said it was.
Yeah, because you did Amber Needs about that, right?
Yeah, I don't think Marvel can do it shot from shot, but I think something could work.
Yeah, we'll have to see with X-Men versus Avengers, because I have my own little theory about that. So, but I've never read it, so I don't know. But anyway, yeah, thank you for bearing with us on this double feature Odyssey that we've decided to go on tonight. Lots of emotions, lots of fun times. We hope that you enjoyed this little talk with us, a little sit-down conversation, this little tape session. And, we hope you haven't ejected thus far into the podcast. But even if you have, you haven't, regardless of where you're at in your life, please do not forget to rewind. With that, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like, share with your buddies, maybe your buddy Steve, maybe your buddy not so Steve. I don't know. Maybe you're limited to 1 or 5 buddies named Steve. I'm going crazy here. But anyway, hey guys, no, seriously, thank you for all the support. We love y'all. And we just hope to grow from here, and we hope you stick with us along the way and listen to our takes, or we share each other's takes on our tapes here. So with that, I've been Ethan.
I'm Annmarie.
Please don't forget to rewind, and have a good night.
Bye.
Bye-bye.